Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. Today we're in the suburbs of Medford, Oregon, and I've got Larry Weiner, and he's got a very interesting Mopar that you've brought today. What year, make, and model is this one?
It's a 1967 Chrysler Town & Country 9-passenger wagon.
You're gonna like this. So this is like a nostalgic moment for anybody who's ever ridden in a wagon. Larry, come right alongside me. How long have you, well, first of all, how long is the car?
Car is just a tick short of 20 feet long.
That is a whopper.
A land yacht.
It's a land yacht all aboard with 9 passengers. How long have you had this one?
About 20 years.
Now, one of the things that I noticed immediately on this car, come on with me, not only, of course, the obvious size, but usually on the left side, you don't have a Pentastar. You usually only have it on the right side. Is there any reason for that?
I can't explain it. You can see by looking at it, it's original. Everything on this car is all original. It's a Survivor. And it was born with 2 of them, one on the right and one on the left.
Let's go check the one on the right in case people are thinking maybe there's some kind of backwards photography. But no, there's not. You can see there's one on each side. Now, clearly we've put this in the sun on one particular way, and we will turn it around for you too. But come on up back with me, Larry. Let's show them the front of this vehicle. And I think if I get right there, that has quite the face on it.
Yes, it does. It's very distinctive.
It to me, it looks like, I mean, it's very classy. It looks almost like an Imperial.
Well, it's a kind of a baby Imperial. The Chrysler full-size line was just one step down from an Imperial.
Now, what gravitated you to this car?
Well, my father
or this wagon?
Well, I'm a wagon guy. I love wagons.
Why?
I don't know. I just think they're cool. I like long roofs. You know, they were the throwaway cars of their era.
Long roofs?
Yeah,
okay, long roofs. Okay.
And they were the throwaway car of their era. You know, a person bought a wagon because you had a bunch of kids or for work or you're a carpenter or whatever. And so they got rode hard and put away wet. And now there's not so many of those surviving.
No.
And but I just happen to like them. My dad had bought a brand new Chrysler Newport Fast Top, which is the sport coupe.
Yeah, let's open that up while
Same
you're sharing
color
the story.
and everything. And when I saw this one, it reminded me of that, but it's a wagon. It said, this is all about me. And again, everything you're looking at is original.
So, couple of things. One, I just want to talk about what you just shared, the long roof. And usually you'd have a luggage rack on there. So this
and that one was an option. This one does not have the option of the luggage rack.
And how were you excited about that?
I love it because I'm not a luggage rack guy.
I am too. So that made this car even more, this wagon even more interesting. So the interesting thing is, I look at your wagon, is cruise control, correct?
That is an electromechanical cruise control. Very primitive technology. It works, but
now, was that factory?
That's a factory option, yes.
So it's interesting. They had cruise control, no luggage rack. Usually the luggage racks were almost standard on all of these things when they came out.
Most people ordered them. This one didn't.
I'll walk around this way. Okay, the obvious question that people are waiting for is, how did this last as a Survivor this long?
Not by grand plan. What we've been able to ascertain is the car was purchased new in New Jersey, driven till 74. Then something happened and the car got put away in storage for 25 years.
Wow.
And slept its life away. And then when there was an estate sale, it got sold at an estate sale.
Because the person had a bunch of other cars.
Well, that was the next owner. The original owner, I think they just bought this to drive it as a station wagon.
Okay.
And then it ended up in a Hemi collection in St. Louis.
Okay.
Which is where we found it when they were downsizing the collection.
Yeah. And it's a 383.
It's a 383 four-barrel, 325 horse.
Very nice.
Everything you see is stock. I mean, other than routine maintenance, hoses, belts, the radiator cap, everything you see is original. This engine's never been out of the car. I did put valve cover gaskets on it about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because they were weeping a little. They had shrunk.
Yeah.
But everything is just routine maintenance. It's all original. Most all of the paint's original. The interior, the powertrain, nothing's been touched.
Let's see if this new updated battery will give it a start. Let's go.
Sure.
One question for you before you jump in. What do we have right here? What is this? Is this part of the air conditioner?
That's part of the AC system.
Okay, got
yes.
it. All right, very good. All right,
Correct.
I thought that was the case, but I just wanted to ask. And now we have that. There's a big strut system holding the hood up, and you can see that hood's kind of way up there. Watch the power window roll down. That's a smooth running vehicle.
Yeah.
Very smooth. Let me listen to the exhaust note. It sounds like a motorboat. Larry, give it a rev, please. One more good one. Ooh, you got body rock. One more time. we got a little body rock out of the big boat. That's pretty cool. Let's turn this one around. Thanks, Larry. Here's the back end of the car that we told you we'd share with you. The one thing I'll say that Ford might have had, they had that kind of dual opener.
They end up having that a year late at 69.
Was that it?
Yeah, they moved. 67, 68 didn't have it, and 69 Chrysler did it too.
Okay, finally the kind of dual open door where
So
it
you
comes
open it
down
like a door
or it
down
comes
like a
or it comes
tailgate.
this way, right?
Right. They did it in 69.
Notice these steps where you would step to get into it, just outside of the bumpers, and then you might be asking, where's the gas go in? The gas goes in here, as you can see. And one neat thing about the town ampersand country, the town and country logo there, like so. Let me just show you. And of course you had these, I think these were options, weren't they? These kind of grab handles?
That's part of the 9-passenger package.
Okay.
If you've got a 9-passenger, you've got the grab assist handle, and you got the step pads.
The foot and that. So let me show you this angle of this car right there. Okay, so let's see how this window comes down. I remember the sound that these made, so I'll try to catch that sound.
You ready?
Yeah. Very distinctive. How do we open this? Where's the handle?
The handle right here.
Okay, so there's nothing outside.
Nothing outside.
Notice this piece flips down, like so.
Yep.
And it naturally falls into place. And the backwards seat. So when you were a kid, you'd be looking out the back and waving to people behind you.
Or something else.
Or something else. Now we have this brochure that Larry has kept with this vehicle. So Larry, I'm going to stand on this side. You stand on the other side, please. I'll let you flip it. Take charge to move up to the 67 Chrysler. Go ahead. We'll flip through this and I'll kind of let you know. So you got the guy Gull thing. Give me just a second. The New Yorker. All right, we'll flip over. I loved the artwork. Here's the gentleman being very gentle with the most luxurious Chrysler we build. The New Yorker. Give me just a minute. The rose on the back seat. Such a suave move. Okay, go ahead. Next we have the New Yorker. Little things tell a lot about a luxury car. Like how I'm pondering the fact that we have a New Yorker. I will say the two-door looks super.
That's called a fast top.
The fast top. That's really nice. And I'm not sure what's happening right there at the end. It looks like maybe a human being, but it's hard to tell. Okay, we'll keep going. Seems like we have a few ladies gathering here for the town and country. Now we're right where we're supposed to be. There's the town and country. And that's, so you can pause that for a second. The details there. And of course, we're going to go to the interior next. That you're going to see like that. Okay. By the way, did Larry just get a new town and country? Yes, he did. All right. And then the guys. There's your luggage rack, by the way. the luggage rack, and now a look back. And the dog's all figuring it out. The guy's smoking the cigarette, this guy checking the barrel. Here's your dimensions. There's those grab handles we talked about. Your bumperettes that we just saw. Okay. Great shot. She's leaning back into him. The Chrysler 300. If they built sports cars big, they'd look like this. Nice. Okay. That's got a good rear end. Did the taillights actually look like that?
Only on a 300.
I don't remember. I've got to get a 67
New Yorkers have a different
300.
taillight, and the Newports have a different taillight. That was strictly 300, and only in 67.
I got to get some taillights like that. That is a good shot. We got to find a 67. I don't think I have one, because I would know those taillights. Honey, a little fencing I think would straighten out our argument later on after dinner. All right, go ahead. Picture of the seats. Never knew why they'd show just the picture of the seats, but there you have it. Okay. This is the look when you're trying to find a parking spot for something. That's your look right there that you have on your face, like, where am I gonna park this thing? It's so big. Okay, we'll keep going. Little did the Chrysler artists know that I would be commenting on their book many, many years later. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Here's a beautiful brochure, though. More seats. Seats, and more seats. Okay, we'll go to the next page. There's a vehicle and a half. I like the two-door. The Newport. The more car for your money car. Okay, this guy is in his plane. All right, very good. This appears to be a jockey, and I don't know why this guy are kind of looking at something, and I don't see a horse in the picture, but so be it. Here's some details there. All right, we'll go to the next one. I see a guitar, and, well, more seats. All right, we'll go forward there. Big air cleaner holder there. The different engine options. All right. Thank you, Larry. Did a great job turning the... Here we have some photographs. Well, I guess just for the heck of it, her doing her hair. The disc brakes, which you have on this vehicle.
Yep.
The options and accessories. Do you have the... Well, this is just what? Going in and out? Is there a tilt on that or something? Or six-way
on the
seats?
wheel?
Yeah.
That's a 7-way tilt wheel.
One of Larry's favorite pictures is that right there, the girl with her toenails painted. That's a good one, Larry. All right,
I love that shot, yeah.
Why not? By the way, can you flip back to your favorite shot? Was this your wife Debbie waiting for the station wagon to come home, just sitting at the end of the porch with her hands like, okay, let's go. Right.
Waiting for me to come home.
Sure. And then you finally came home, she looked like this. Oh dear, finally. You'll know her like this. This is the next shot. Oh, you came flying out in your tux, and she came over to you and just put her arms around you. Oh, the wagon's come home.
You're so cynical.
I call it what you will. This is your color.
Spice
Gold Metallic.
Yes.
Got it. All right, pretty good. All right, let's keep going. This is your car, other than the luggage rack.
That's right.
I mean, the whole 383.
That is the car.
Yeah. Actually, there's your luggage rack less car. I like this, the way they spread this out for you. Give me just a second to catch all of those details. You can pause on that at any time. Okay, next page. Big brochure.
This is called the full prestige brochure.
Is that what they
that's
call it?
called in the trades, yes.
The full
Prestige
brochure.
Yeah.
I'm learning all the time. Thank you, Larry. All right, next. And then the end. All right, so we will put that back, and we've got our back seat. Clearly, this is where your spare tire goes.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. Okay, we're not going to necessarily show the spare tire. We're just going to trust that. I'm going to continue to open it. May I?
Sure.
All right, you can close that back up. You have your lots of room. I like the option on this one too. You'll notice we have power windows. There's your correct mat with the shield on that, and this comes down if you wish. There's a lever there, and this could come down so you could flatten this all out. Notice the ribbing on the top, and I like the separated seats too. Very nice.
It's like a split bench.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, if you fold the back seat down, you've got an 8-foot load deck. You can put plywood in here.
Really?
The load deck is as big as a pickup truck.
So it's like I was just going to say that.
It's as big as a pickup truck.
Wow.
Not that I would do it.
No.
But you could.
Not anymore.
Back then, they were just utility. Person would do it. I wouldn't.
I really like the look without the rack. And sometimes you don't know what that looks like, because I don't know how many I've seen without the rack.
Pretty rare.
Yeah.
That you would see one without a rack. Most of them all came with roof racks or luggage racks. Which, as to your point, nobody used them anyway generally, but they were there.
Yeah.
It seemed to add to the flavor of a wagon. Yes, horn works.
And this is the actual mileage.
That is the actual mileage first time around. Look at that, 65,999. We're ready to click 66.
Well, we're going to be driving it, and we're going to eclipse that number. So, Larry, what's that?
That's the cold light, and it still works.
That is great. And then way over there, I'll focus in on it. Town and country. Larry, what is this down here? That's something that you added?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I made very little changes of any kind of this car, but that was something that...
Little add-on?
That, believe it or not, are you talking about that or the item below the dash?
The device below the dash.
We installed a gear vendor's overdrive.
Okay.
Because that way it's more highway friendly in this day and age.
Got it. I'll just feature that. We've got...
It's something you can't see under the car unless you crawl under and look, but it really is a wonderful addition for going out on the road. You know, cars back then, most of them didn't come with overdrives. It was all one-to-one differentials. Like now we take overdrives for granted.
Right. This one has a clock delete, but you can see where there was a little knob there for that. I like the two-piece wheel too. And then you've got your air conditioning flashers over here. Very well scripted out. Larry, I think we need to take this one for a ride.
I think taking it for a ride would be the high point of my day.
Larry and I are here in the 67 Town and Country, and I don't recall sitting in the front seat too often, so this is a real treat.
When we were kids, we'd have sat in the back.
We'd sat in the back. And
Mom and Dad were driving.
Mom and Dad were driving, and the back window was open, which is where all the gas fumes came.
Yeah, that way we get a headache or get asphyxiated, you know. Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, which was interesting. Let me just show that front. I hope I can get that turn signal turning. It seems like it might be blurring just a bit. Maybe I can get it there. Okay. Let's take our journey into Town and Country, shall we? So, you've had this now for a while. What's your reaction driving it?
It's a lovely car to drive. It's very undemanding. It's a regular passenger, family-friendly automobile. And of all the collector cars I have, I drive this one the most. Believe it or not. It's not high-powered. It's not scary fast. It's just a very pleasant car to drive. It brings back memories to me growing up with cars like this in the 60s. What motoring in what motoring in America was like. It was a slower pace. People weren't in such a hurry. And yes, it's a big car, but this is a normal size by the standard of the era of the day. Cars were this big. Everybody had big cars.
And I'm going to show people where we're going because the scenery is just too good. What was the reaction when you bring this to your first car show?
Well, that was really funny because I didn't expect anybody to take a second look at this car. Of all the cars I bring to car shows, this one pulls the biggest crowds because everybody wants to tell you a story how they grew up in a wagon or in the back of the wagon or they're one of 5 kids in a wagon. And they all have a story to share. It doesn't matter if it was a Chrysler, a Chevrolet, a Pontiac, a Ford. It doesn't matter the brand of the car. It's the memories that this car evokes in people. And it could be young people, could be senior citizens, could be baby boomers. It seems to have this universal appeal that many cars today simply don't have.
And let me add to that for some of our younger viewers that this was the SUV. This was what usually the family drove.
Yeah, so this is what they called the family truckster.
This is the minivan
of its era.
Of its era, right.
Yeah. And station wagons were around a long, long time before they ever thought of SUVs and minivans and things like that.
Yeah.
This is what people owned. If you had a big family or you were a carpenter or a plumber, you didn't want to buy a truck, you worked out of a station wagon. That's why you don't see a lot of them today, because they were used hard. When they were done, they threw them away. Nobody thought about the collector value of a station wagon.
I really don't think there was a collector value to the station wagon for many, many years. When did station wagons start to become so popular? Because now they're very popular.
I would say in the last 15, 20 years, station wagons started gaining traction in the collector car community because, again, when you look at collector cars, it's how many of them survive, right? What determines rarity today is how many are around. Well, most of the station wagons were junked a zillion years ago, so cars like this are a rare breed. A survivor like this, most guys are not going to restore a station wagon. The money it costs to restore one of these, you'd be better to put your money into a GTO or a GTX or a Super B or a Charger. You're never going to get the money back restoring one of these. The return on investment would be your personal satisfaction, not financial compensation.
Now, interesting to your story as we're talking about this car, your negotiation was a long time.
About 3 months.
In the day.
Yeah, about 3 months.
And I think you hit on the topic of it didn't have the passion of a GTO or a Hemi something or other. So, yeah, these were thrown away, and there was, you hit the word on the head, there was no passion. And now, years later, there is passion, clearly. I mean, even so the great thing about cars, Larry, is they get better looking with age.
Yeah, you can appreciate the design, the details, the attention to detail, the quality of the materials used in a car, especially compared to now where everything is plastic. Everything in this car is metal. This whole dashboard is a steel dashboard other than the padded dash, which was considered a safety thing at the time. Padded dash, oh my gosh. Or seat belts.
Yeah.
You know, that was an era before accident avoidance systems and lane warnings and, you know, airbags and all the things that are part and parcel of a vehicle today. This car didn't have any of that. If there was a nut behind the wheel, we were in trouble because there's nothing to stop the nut behind the wheel. It's up to you to drive the car.
Well, the nice thing, too, is the nut behind the wheel, the kids would get the first shot at what was going to smash into them. That was the best part. Dad, bang! Got it. You know, that kind of thing. Nice, I didn't notice that at first, but even the hood has a nice curvature to it, along with the fins, the flares on the fenders there, giving this a very elegant look.
This car was designed for a more sophisticated, upscale buyer, and so you see that reflected in the design. Elwood Engel was the head of Chrysler Design at that time, and they tried to give this car a very proper, formal look. It's a Chrysler. It wasn't a Dodge. It wasn't a Plymouth. So they were more of an upmarket segment, more in competition with Oldsmobile or Buick or Mercury. You know, one step below an Imperial or one step below a Cadillac or one step below, you know, any of those competing high-line cars. And that's where Chrysler fell in that spectrum. And this was not a cheap car by the standards of the era at all.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably looking at about a $5,000 car, which back then was a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, yeah. And as we continue down this journey, we'll give you a little more of the ride. Great stuff as usual. Always a treat to see you. So much fun, my friend.
Absolutely. I always enjoy doing my car story with you, Lou. It's always just fun. We just have a good time.
That's what it is. I hope you're having fun too. Larry, thanks for being on my car story.
You're very welcome, Lou. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Row, row, drive your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.